The mission of the garden is educational and community service. So the highest priority is making garden plots available to teachers who want to use it as a teaching tool. And we have several teachers, particularly in the lower school, who teach the younger kids, who are doing that. And then the other mission is community service, because we produce food that we donate to the North Dallas Shared Ministries Food Bank. And so we are helping people in the community who need a little help feeding their families, and we're very proud of that. And it is a tool for involving students and faculty and parents and people from the community who want to come help us out too. This is our food pantry bed. This large bed was the first one we built, and this one is dedicated to growing food for donation to the food pantry. And right now we're growing some fall squashes, some spaghetti squash and acorn squash, and we've got green peppers and jalapeno peppers and some tomatoes. Earlier this year we grew some onions in this bed. And the food pantry aspect of our production has actually taken over some additional beds simply because the beds were available, no one else had claimed them. So on the other side of the food pantry, we've been growing okra all summer, and we've had zucchini squash and some little patty pan squash, which are an interesting little round white variety of squash, and then yellow squash. So we've been producing a lot of squash in this garden this summer. We've done back of the envelope calculations to determine how many pounds we've produced. And we know that we've produced in excess of 2,000 pounds each of the last 2 summers and have donated that much. I just recently bought a scale and hung it in the shed, so now we are systematically weighing each of our harvests and logging that. And I added up the pounds, and in the first 2 weeks of September we had harvested 333 pounds. So that gives you some idea of how much we're producing. And I am confident that there's still a great deal of unrealized potential in this garden. We're only 2 years old. We're still learning what we're doing. As we get better at this, as we learn more, as we get our systems established, we're going to produce a lot more than that.
We have a couple of beds that are adopted by different classrooms, especially the lower school teachers. We have a second grade class that has adopted this bed. They're growing 3 different types of beans to compare growth and see what the differences are, and they're already showing a lot of difference. So that's a great teaching tool and a teachable moment to have kids learning about the environment. We have other beds that are in the process of being built by different classes. We have one 3rd grade group that's going to compare wildflower seeds that are grown here in the garden with the amended soils versus out in the wildlife area with just what's out there in wildlife. So there are a lot of different ways that they're using the garden to learn about environmental science.